It is a state law that we have talked about for years. Arkansas Act 372 would punish libraries if they check out anything with obscene or sexually explicit material to minors. It's faced many legal hurdles, but a recent ruling paves the way for the law to officially go into effect. Libraries have told us why they're worried about the aftermath, and a new report from the Arkansas Advocate echoes those concerns. I sat down with Advocate reporter Tess Vrbin to hear why many librarians are saying they have some unanswered questions. All right, let's start with an overview of what Act 372 is. Tell us what it is and why state lawmakers passed it.
Okay, so Act 372 passed the legislature and was signed by Governor Sanders in 2023. It creates criminal liability for librarians furnishing a harmful item to a minor. That's a direct quote out of the law. It doesn't really define the term furnishing or harmful to minors. It also gives local government officials, so city or county governments, the final say over whether a book is available on library shelves.
Fayetteville Public Library, Eureka Springs Library, 16 other ones actually have moved now to sue the state after all this. And you also briefly mentioned the legal history in the case leading up to last month's ruling. Talk about that for a second.
Like you said, there are 18 plaintiffs in this case. Some of them are libraries or library directors. Some are booksellers. They sued about 3 years ago in federal court, and a federal judge up in Fayetteville at first temporarily blocked the law, and then later in 2024 issued a permanent injunction saying this is against the First Amendment because it could lead to content-based restrictions that violate the First Amendment freedom of speech. So the state appealed in 2025. Then in June of this year, about 2 months ago, the appeals court up in St. Louis heard the arguments from both sides. And at the very end of July, the appeals court ruled that they got rid of the injunction. They said that it can go into effect. They haven't yet issued the mandate saying that libraries must comply, but we expect that to come out at some point soon.
So now that the law is allowed to go through, we did a story with the Fayetteville Public Library. They told us it is going to be a huge task for librarians to go through every piece of material. What have been the early things that you have heard that libraries are doing now to comply with all this?
Well, one library in particular is taking preemptive action. The Independence County Library in Batesville announced the day after the court ruling in July that for now it would no longer allow library users under 18 to check out graphic novels aimed at adults or manga content, which for those who don't know, that's a style of comic books and graphic novels from Japan. I talked to the director of the Independence County Library, Carlene Morrison. She said that some of these books have sexually explicit imagery. Not all of them do. So library staff have been combing through the materials under this blanket restriction to try to find the ones that do not have sexually explicit images and remove them from the restricted list and allow kids to check them out without parental permission. Kids can still access those books if they do have parental permission, the ones that are restricted, but Morrison said that those books are being treated like R-rated movies, basically.
Now, the State Library Board will meet Friday to talk about imposing additional rules similar to Act 372, which could impact how libraries get their funding. If you want to hear more about that, plus where Crawford County's library fits into all this, check out Tess and myself's full conversation and her report, now available on 5newsonline.com. Our full conversation could also be found on our YouTube page.